What's up, everybody? So let's talk about something here. Made in America or made somewhere else, mostly China. Now, you'll hear a lot of people talk about, oh, that cheap Chinese crap. I wouldn't buy it if it's not made in America. Blah blah blah. I won't never buy no cheap Chinese crap. It's all cheap. Well, that's not true. I'd say probably 90% or more of the world's tech comes out of Shenzhen, China, or Shenzhen, China. Now, they are known as the basically tech hub of the world. Most people are like, no, I have my phone that comes, no. Motorola, made in China. Samsung, Apple, Asus, Hohem, top tech brands. I mean, maybe Motorola, but I use Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, made in China. Fucking amazing tech. Excuse my language. Your Apple products, made in China, most likely Shenzhen. My Hohem gimbals, made in China. Best gimbals on the market. I mean, DJI, made in China. Their drones, their gimbals, all their microphones, all that stuff. The mic I'm using, great, crisp, clear quality. Noise canceling, Hohem, made in China. Now, a lot of people get this whole made in China, it's cheap, because they're confusing stuff with Wish and other platforms. But what they don't get is most everything is made in China. I learned this years ago. Let's say, like the Chinese knockoff brands. I was actually getting ACOG rifle scopes that were the airsoft ones that were Chinese knockoffs. And when I got them, literally, they looked exactly like, and I was picking these up for about $100, $150 ish. And literally a real ACOG scope is about $2,800 or more. These ones were exactly identical as the real ones, the $2,800 ACOG scopes. The only difference between that one and the real one was the tritium in them. So when they made them into night sights. But these fake ones for $180 or $150, whatever I paid for them, had the spot for the tritium in it to turn them into full ACOG night sights. And you can buy that stuff online you can buy bags of tritium for really cheap. For like bracelets and keychains and whatever. And people were like, dang, dude, how do you afford an ACOG? And I was like, yeah, stuff. Like, I'm like, it's not a real one. It's whatever. But what happens is, and this is the way my buddy explained it to me, because he was big on the shipping and buying and selling stuff from China, is that, okay, so you got a brand like ACOG, right? If you don't know what ACOG is, it's ACOG. It's a pew-pew scope. Check them out. Google it, whatever. And what it is ACOG will call up China and say, hey, we need 10,000 units. China goes, okay, cool. They pay for their 10,000 units. They make them. But what China does is they'll make 20,000 units. And this is all off ACOG's dime. And they'll send off the 10,000 ACOG units that are bought and paid for by ACOG with the serial number stamped, the nice military cases, all that good stuff. And they'll resell them to people in America or wherever for $2,800 a piece. And then China makes 10,000 more units that are China brand or airsoft, 4X scope, you know, and they'll sell them for 100, 150 bucks a piece. They just made profit, almost 100% profit. I'd say probably 80% profit off that, because ACOG already paid for all the materials and products for that with their original order. So you're getting still the same exact quality that you would get just with a made in China brand. But that's not the point. The thing is that when it comes to tech stuff, whether it be your phone, your TV, your microwave, everything has stamped made in China, made in Taiwan, made somewhere else. Very few things are made in America. So people, in my opinion, not to, this is just my opinion, need to stop saying, oh, made in China is junk. I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure most of our American flags are made in China. Let me see. Does this American flag have a tag on it? I don't believe it does. What about you? And this is just as good as quality as whatever. Well, I know this one doesn't, because this one I got from a soldier buddy of mine. This one I bought off of wherever. I think I bought this one off TikTok, shot my black flag. But, yeah, that's the thing, is that, I don't like it when people say made in China is junk. And that's another thing, too, is that when people buy things, and they get a crap one or something that malfunctions with it or is not right, it happens. Everything nowadays, unless it's on an Etsy shop or something like that, it's not like they have a bunch of guys in assembly line putting this all and hand soldering all the little circuit boards on it and everything like that. No, it's all on an assembly line, just bing, 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 bing. It's all machines. So what happens is that, every so many units, like every 100, 200, 1,000 units, they'll test one and go, bing, 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 bing. Okay, all the buttons are working. Yep, it tests fine. That's cool. Well, so for the next 1,000 rounds, next 1,000 units, it should be good. Or 500 units, mostly it's probably, depending on what it is, it's usually every couple hundred units or 100 units or so. They check them periodically in quality assurance. And sometimes things happen. So if you have a guy that just checked it and isn't checking it till the very end, they usually check it at the beginning of the line and end of the line. And sometimes in between, depending on what the product is. So if at the beginning of the line, the middle of the line, and the end of the line, all those pieces that they happen to test were good, then, it doesn't mean that something didn't happen where the robot that's soldering it didn't go, and mess up, a few things. And it just, whatever, got back on track, whatever, got fixed. But a few pieces slipped through. It happens. Nothing you can do about it. Now, the only thing that makes a company a bad company is how their warranty works, how their customer service is. I know that with Hohem, I've never had a problem with customer service. They're great people. And they're over in Shenzhen, China. Shenzhen, I think it's pronounced Shenzhen, China, but everyone pronounces it Shenzhen. And they're great people, very quick to get back to you. And that's another thing, too, is that, we're in America. They're 12 hours ahead of us. So that means noon us is midnight for them. So if we have a problem with our whatevers at noon and we message them, it's midnight. Don't expect to get message back till like 8, 9 o'clock at night if they message us back that same day. There's, you're not the company's only customer. Sorry, truth hurts. So getting all pissy and immediately going on to and ranting, write your negative reviews about a thing, be like, they didn't treat me like I was the only customer keeping them in business, blah, 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 blah. This company really, really sucks. Well, maybe you suck. I don't know. That's just me, though. So, whenever you see something made in China, don't judge a book by its cover, because chances are it's better than made in America. I wish we did make more things in America. I wish America was the tech hub of the world. You know, I really do. I'm American. I love America. This isn't some, oh, America shit. No, I love my country. I will gladly be unalived for my country, and I will fight for my country. But till we stop being lazy and morons, we're going to always have to deal with made in China, made in somewhere else, because we're too lazy and ignorant to do it ourselves. And until we start making stuff that's just as good as stuff made in China, I'm in full support of made in China, because they make great products. They make, especially when it comes to their electronic devices. Now, people might disagree with me. That's fine. It's the beauty of America. You can disagree with me. We can disagree on things as long as we keep it civil and act like adults. If you're just going to come in here and make troll comments or negative comments, they're just going to get deleted and you're going to get blocked right away, because everyone can have their opinions. We all don't have to agree with each other's opinions, but that doesn't change the fact that we can all have our own opinions. So, on that note, I'll talk to you all later. Make sure to double tap that screen, hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe, follow, whatever, don't. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.